Banks make their money by taking what's been deposited with them and loaning it out. Now, unlike my previous scenario, everybody knows this. At least in theory they know it. There's just no secret. But what people often don't think about is the fact that we are doubling or trebling or quadrupling the money supply by this process. I have my $100 and I deposit it in the bank. The bank maintains, say, 10% in reserve, loans out the other 90%. Well, maybe the person that borrowed it doesn't want to spend it all. He puts the 90 in, and the bank retains, say, $9, and then loans the rest out to somebody else, who puts it back in the bank because he's not ready to use it either, and the bank retains a small amount and then loans out the rest. We've quadrupled the money supply by the simple process of loaning out money that's been put in the bank and retaining only a small reserve. Now, the assumption is that because these people trust the bank and because they bother to deposit at all, they're not going to need it anytime soon. And if one person comes in and asks for his $100 or his $90 or $70 back, that'll be enough to meet that. As long as they don't all come back at the same time, things will go just fine. But we have increased the money supply. We have more money bidding up prices on the same amount of goods. There's been no real increase in wealth. There's just an apparent increase in the things we call money. And the result is rising prices. And as prices rise, people get nervous. People find they can't pay off their loans. That the thing that they had started to build, they can't afford to finish. That they hired too many people and now they've got to let some people go. Sooner or later, people get nervous. People stop trusting their banks. And in some cases, they even all come back to those banks and say, we want our money back. And if it all happens on the same day, that's called a bank run. And we've seen some of them in the last few weeks. And it's not pretty. And the banks close, and people lose their money. But now imagine what happens if the bank is not a few people you know downtown. What if it's a bank that deals with federal and national governments?